Fuse onto half as his whole body sticking this one. What do they have to push this one off? It's only bullets flying forwards and away, but still half gain. Som sticking in and nothing to deny. The charge against him. Gecko with the defuse. Look at that wingman already getting the half on line. C9.
All right, I'm here with NRG's coach, Chet. Now, the team seems to be on fire, so I'm kind of curious, how do you all plan on carrying that momentum onto Icebox? Now, we haven't seen y'all on this map since 2023 going up against MIBR.
Well, we have our own playstyle for this map that's coming up, and we're pretty familiar with how C9 plays. We played a lot of teams in practice that have something similar as them, so it's nothing that we're not familiar with. I think we just keep executing the plan that we're comfortable with, because that's what we just did on Ascent. We were just comfortable, and things flowed pretty well.
Yeah, it really did. Best of luck.
Thank you.
And that comfortability led to a 13-3 win for NRG on Ascent. What a way for them to start this series off. But of course, C9 is reeling, and they're going to need to try and get things together. But let's go ahead and talk about NRG here, because, man, they look drilled. They look exactly what you would want them to do at these pivotal moments in the season, you know?
Absolutely. I thought that, Finesse actually shooting today looked really good, carrying that over from the last performance too. But also, a lot of the plays NRG were running, whether it was like that mid-dive on the pistol, winning out in the bonus round as well on their second half, it was looking really nice from them.
Yeah, it was. I mean, this first half was really clean across the board on their attacking side. I think Finesse had a lot of really good mid-round calls, actually getting a ton of impact on the lurks from the Cypher. So super impressive game from him. And I mean, Dre, Ethan was on fire.
Yeah, he was on point.
Yeah, he's back to being in the great form that he was in, when he won Champions last year. I think a big part of that is the fact that now he has an IGL that he can rely on, and he can still be that mid-rounder. That's why this team is so deadly, and with more time, with an actual IGL and Ethan supporting him, it's going to be ridiculous.
And when Ethan was his best was when he was on EG and he had that same setup, right?
Yeah.
Boosie's primary calling, he's doing a lot of the mid-rounding.
Yeah.
He looks really comfortable there.
You could even see in some rounds it started spiraling out of control for NRG, right? The round 2 in the second half, after they win the pistol, it's down to a 2-on-3. They freeze the round, they slow down, play so well off the information they have to flush out those players in hell. It was just very nice control throughout, even in those scary rounds.
We're watching this team develop so quickly. From the first time we saw new NRG play in Stage 2, I think the micro comms, the fundamentals, the way the players are just kind of innately playing off each other is so much better. You saw it on this match on the retakes in particular. They are really growing impressively fast and still have a chance in the season.
Yeah, they really do. I mean, NRG are looking like they're in a pretty damn good position here. What is C9 going to do? Let's go ahead and hear from the coach of C9 ahead of Map 2.
All right, joining me right now, we have C9's coach, Amy. Now, I want to talk about the attacking side on the team. Do you think there's an issue that you all seem to be going through?
Yeah, so far this split, there's definitely an issue. We didn't really get to play attack side then, but there has been. But I think as an overall, the issue is more we're just fighting on our own. So in that half on its own, we died solo wine, solo A site again, solo backside B main, solo mid. Every buy round was just a solo death on its own. And that's exactly what I've told them. We have to start playing together. It doesn't matter what map it is. It could be Ascent, it could be Bind, it can be Icebox. If we don't start playing together and using our teammates, we're just going to lose on our own instead of winning as a team.
Well, hopefully we'll see things get pushed to map 3. Best of luck.
Ooh, well, I'll tell you what, it is a team game.
That it is. Yeah. It's wild, though, that Chet was literally having this exact same conversation with NRG in their last game. Now, in the same vein, C9 are having that conversation, too, and it's pretty apparent in the gameplay.
And it's been a consistent issue, right? We've continued to talk about this. The attacking side struggles, and I really think what he's saying is hitting the nail on the head. It is fundamental issues. It is in a lot of these rounds. Oxy going out and kind of making plays, and look at that number. 7% attack win rate.
Those 2 rounds, again, are a pistol and the round after it.
Yeah. Ouch.
And that's now across 4 maps.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. We were talking before about how C9 seemed to have changed the way that they're approaching the game. And before it was Oxy was such a big part of this team system. Still is, should be, but it doesn't feel like that in this particular series here.
No, there's so many times he was left alone, lurking, and I know
as Amy pointed out.
Yeah, exactly. And I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to make it not obvious where they're ending. But the problem is you're not supporting your honestly, your carry, right? You picked up this young kid so he could be a young kid and frag out.
Nothing says it more to me than the last round of the game where C9 have to force a buy, but they've got Guardians, they've got a Vandal, and Oxy, for some reason, is sitting on a Spectre. No one traded that with him on the Jet, and then he's late lurking mid, like after the round's over on a B hit. Like, it makes no sense.
Yeah, and this is a guy who they would force buy after they would lose pistol rounds, a rifle.
That was like their whole shtick in stage one. And on top of that, too, I think beyond just getting him going to give you winning positions on the attacking side, because I think that is the biggest issue of their attacking side. They're either not setting him up for enough, or they're setting him up and then he's dying first, and they're ending up in these mid rounds where they're in a 4v5 and they can't figure out what to do without an opportunity.
How do you fix that?
How do you fix that?
You
I think you
don't
lean
got a
back
lot
to
of
what you
time.
were doing stage one. Put it all into this kid.
Seriously.
We need to see him out there screaming, going Super Saiyan again, and it can be a little one-dimensional, but at least it's what we've known to work for C9 before.
Yeah, it honestly makes me like wonder what's been happening in C9's practice to actually cause this shift, because it doesn't really make sense to me to start playing less for Oxy unless things have been going poorly behind the scenes. So I hope it's as easy as putting those resources back into him.
Yeah.
I hope it's as simple as maybe even just like a mentality shift for the team, but I don't know if that's actually the case.
My biggest question is, how is Oxy's confidence right now? Because we don't really know. It was sky high in stage one. What is it now?
Yeah, very, very true, right? I mean, you know, young kid on that stage, right, in a real difficult situation, especially being the carry, as you had mentioned before, and then shifting back from that. That's a tone shift.
And this is something that I was so impressed by in the first stage, because I was like, okay, like, Vanity figured it out. Like, he knows how to enable this young kid, you know? Because he looks so good. Oxy was dominating.
He's
even in
smiling.
loss.
I think I saw something. I'm not going to say it, though, but I saw something that I think is going to make some people excited. I think could be fraudulent. Not sure. I have old eyes.
I'm honestly excited as we get ready to head into Icebox here. What NRG is going to play? Chet said they have their own style, which makes me think we might get something special in the comp.
I'm honestly going to guess it's a double smokes thing, because A, that was something they were playing on other maps, and we've seen some other teams starting to play that one out. We'll have to see for them. I think there's, I don't know, not so much freedom when it comes to Icebox comps in terms of like you kind of have to run the Killjoy.
Sure.
You've got to run like some kind of like plant, usually a Sova in there too. Yeah. But whether you're running double initiator or double smokes, double circle smokes, you've got some room to play with there.
Cloud9 also played Arena last time. Do they go back to that?
Okay, that's as boring as it comes.
Yeah,
that's like 2022 default
I will say though, I don't love this comp as much as the iteration with the Sage. I think it can be pretty tough to get the plant down when you're going
it's
into that
simple,
KO
and
step.
they've been playing this for 3 years.
Sure.
But look what they locked in. The arena. So they went back to it.
Yeah. So, I mean, if we are talking about Oxy go kill, give this kid confidence, this is the time to do it.
Exactly. This is it. Cloud9 need to make something happen here, and NRG can continue to keep their playoff hopes alive. Let's go ahead and send it over to your casters. You got Vincilli and Rick.
So as Ades mentioned, 2 in 28 out of the past 3 maps in terms of gun rounds converted. But if you want to take an extra step back and go to that 4th map, at least there was a higher percentage of these gun rounds that were converted for Cloud9. And that was actually on this map, on Icebox, where they beat G2 13-5. So Oxy comes out with the Reyna on that map. You definitely hear it now that the crowd is behind this Oxy pick. And they're hoping for Cloud9 to be able to bring this into this 3rd map of Sunset.
They have to be aggressive with the utility. They have to be aggressive with everything. I almost want to see him play attack from the defensive side on this one, Vans. Double Penguin, by the way. And looking at how NRG is going to get their attack side in, it's probably going to be this 4-1 again, or a splitting out where FNS is going just to be and then lurk on the team. And here, towards mid, FNS lurk, and already NRG is creating action towards mid. Oopsies.
Turreted classic for Moose, though, is able to score first for Cloud9. So a good start on their defensive side. Alarm bot gets immediately broken, but that's Ethan with the spike on his back. Needs his teammates to group up with him.
Big push up here. Cloud9's going to try to get the timing on this one. Realizing it's not down towards mid. Once the spike's planted, it'll be NRG kind of filing out into the site, and they'll be able to set up post-plant. But this is going to be a good pinch as the time is 1 minute now.
And everybody's looking down towards under the pipes, and there's Oxy scoring through, but not Reyna. Kill conversion out of Cloud9 on that fight towards the B site, all with Ghosts to score the pistol.
Yes, attack from defense. Let's go. They start off on the right foot here from the side of Cloud9. And we even saw rounds on Ascent where Moose pushed up for a second. Somebody else pushed this or that. It just discombobulates NRG so much. And they even considered that push was coming in. It was just being that step ahead for C9 and the shots hitting. Little bit of a break. Get that breather in. And Oxy, we're starting to hear him now. It needs to be louder. Second round here, Cloud9 again. Alarm bot very fast under tube, and they push up for the ult door.
Able to get that one as well. Rooney's just waiting to see if there's going to be more pushing through. Goes for a blind shock dart, but no contact.
All the initiator utility sits at A right now. Very easy to tell from that A site what's going to happen with NRG, so no real movement for C9 just yet. Oxy's got a Guardian watching down that long B area, so easy to stay in their positions right now. It's harder for FNS to figure out what's going on. He doesn't get as much lurk potential on this one as they're staying together for these first few rounds.
Everything's being watched well. They have the alarm bot, the turret, so no mid lurk potential for NRG. That's probably not the game plan, as you have only pistols on your end. And as the wall comes down on the attack, they tried to go for a surprise to try to take down Oxy. Big flash to come through, though, and a dash comes across. But Vanity was there for the support. Only 2 left alive now for NRG. Make that even 1. Vanity is trying to build up his pit, and he will do so halfway there as he gets 4 kills in that round.
Yeah, this is going to be a big start for C9. But did they get stalled by the momentum? Still a few kills here going onto the side of C9 are going to be lower buys. In that wall, you can hear the gas hissing about to go down. See Crash, he's just trying to hide from it, but he gets his head taken off by Oxy, who's also going to start to get going on this Reyna. 5-0 for Vanity. He picks out the Marshall. All right, all right. Let's see if they can get some early tags here to wear away at this armor of energy and start the round off. 3 push towards pipe this time. And it's not going to be that focus for Alt Orb just yet. They want the room, not the orb. B is the play though, Van, so they're going to have to rotate fast here on these weapons that energy holds.
Gap in the wall up on the B side, and Moose is trying to surprise one, but he only has a stinger to work with. Damage down to 5 HP, forced to fall back. You see on the other end though, they've finally given up for Cloud9. That push that they had towards the A site. Yeah. They have a 1-player lurk only with the rest of them looking to fight back from Snowman.
Easy alarm bot behind. This should be a pretty good cleanup for NRG to grab. If they can do this flawlessly, that'll be huge.
It's a good start. Victor's at the top here of yellow. Ethan with the wall coming down, playing towards the danger. That's another player down towards orange. Oxy making that Guardian work for now. And as he goes for the re-swing, gets punished by Som. Zeppa's now left alive, and he's looking for the exits. 1v1 against Finesse. Contact win by Finesse, and NRG score finally their gun round.
All right. C9 with the pushes, I feel like, obviously not a huge read since we just started Icebox, but knowing that Finesse is going to stay on that attack side could give them a little bit of a boon here as we come into the gun round. The pushes they've been doing towards pipes, their reaction to play back on B to have more of a retake situation once they get this and the utility to get back in sight. Yeah, it's going to play out a little bit differently. And we'll see if FNS goes on a little bit more of a lurk mission as we get into this gun round. Or this bonus, I should say. Protected. They decide not to grab it right away. Good delay by NRG. Thinking about more than one thing on the map here is a quick push up by Sam already.
Is it going to be watched? No, unfortunately not.
Crazy.
Zeppa blocked by his own teammate's wall. The dash comes forward. The crossfire is set up for these trades. No lurk now towards the middle, but the A side is given up as Sam continues his lurk down towards the boiler. A 1v1 against Moose, who wins it low on HP. But Oxy does have the Empress to work with. Meanwhile, the spike has been planted towards this A site. Oxy already has that Empress activated, looking to clear out the A side. The jiggle spots Ethan, repelling back towards the top of pipes, top of 410 rather. And this is just to kill time so that Moose could get this backstab. The timing's looking pretty good so far. Gets that first isolation at the dice. It's traded off by Ethan, who's low on HP. Now time is of the essence against Oxy. Has to walk forward. Knife out too to try to pick up the pace. Swings out on the side. The headshot onto Ethan. Comes back in for the defuse. And that was a nice little play from both teams, but I don't know if we have enough time coming through.
Mans.
Oh! The win comes back for NRG in the end.
So close. Just the backpedaling there is what saved them ever so slowly for that last kill. And I love this play by NRG. I think throughout the rounds they identified, yeah, that bot's going to be in kitchen, and the the turret's in kitchen, the alarm bot goes under 2, and you saw Sam hug the right wall in mid as he went through a smoke, like hugging that wall if the alarm bot had encroached into that smoke area at all. So that timing was incredible with how they've been reading a bit of the map and just these first few rounds there. And obviously, the 1v1 is the 1v1. That's the way it goes. Time goes to NRG. And now we're into round 5 here, all tied up, but the bye is not in favor of C9.
At least a bit of map control. They got 2 players there towards the garage. The Bucky's there, yep.
Vanity surgical with the shotgun, so that could definitely cause problems. And Victor, too. He has so many first bloods in the series already to start, and he'll get a second one.
Easy shot there towards the screens. And this is just often unfortunate timing as Cloud9 was looking to rotate back towards the A site, and that the wall didn't come up fast enough there from Vanity on that side. That initiated the first entries out for NRG. Now just keeping them at bay. C9 definitely, they want to come in here to try to do a little bit of damage at this point, but we're looking pretty good for NRG to convert another round.
Yeah, this one and maybe even the next one. If Moose and Vanity aren't picking up a few kills here, you have 3 ults ready. Victor's Bladestorm is actually up. He just went down though. Finesse cleans up one more and they just go for this post plant. So should be another round after this. NRG can roll those ultimates into a win here. Cloud9's gonna have to be prepared.
Get value out of it towards the end. Always good for one with any type of shotgun. But he will fall, and again, the round goes for NRG with some 2 nice entries out once again from the aggression. Off the gates from the attack side of NRG.
They're wild, just straight up in the face there. And playing kind of, if they're being displaced by the dart, right? You saw Victor play to the left side of it, where it was not detecting yet, and there could be a full peak. Just having that timing, having that knowledge of what's going to happen in the protocol. They are on top of it on the side of NRG. It's going to be another first Cloud9 timeout here on the second map. And we heard Emmy in the break. A lot of these fights are just being taken solo. He's like, I don't care what map it is. Start playing more as a team. I think we may have to see those retakes come in. You have the Gecko, you have the Reyna, you can double flash in and absolutely clear a spot. They're not getting the position to do so, or they don't have the members to do so when post-plant time comes.
Yeah, and that's the key word, the post-plant. If anything, at the beginning of these rounds, the setup is still there. They still have some sort of buddy system. They've always had 2 players towards B, always 3 players pushing out towards the A main, but once the chaos ensues, once NRG steps on that gas and pushes towards the site, that's where it gets a little bit difficult for C9 to really find that coordination, to have that buddy system to trade.
Anyone have funds to spare?
A lot of these first deaths in favor of Cloud9, which is not a good look.
Yeah.
NRG continuing to find so much success out of Victor as a spearhead here, leading the attack with, as a Des mentioned as well from that previous map, Ethan continues to shine on this role as a KO.
Looking back in that championship form again. All right,
Get out of my
lockdown's
way.
there for Moose, but I don't know if they are going to be ready to want to use it on this one. Victor comes in so fast here and trying to put pressure on the site. All the util over his shoulder to give him the free space.
Floats towards the air, dagger in the chest of Moose. First blood once again in favor of NRG. But you talk about fighting on the defensive side. A triple flank, this time from B to A. Being watched by the Aldron, spots all 3. Now all of NRG are going to start grouping up the fight. It's a 3-for-3, but Oxy's the one to get the first 2. Finesse holding the ground, Oxy the 3rd. Now he's just trying to run that clock down. There's that Lear to come up. Dances around towards the back of the spawn. Oxy closing the gap and up against the kill. It's up to Sam alone now. Thrash coming in all the way towards the back of the attacker spawn. And it's gonna spot him, he gets detained. Still trying to find him inside that pit though.
Hiding and everybody's
Wait,
like,
he's out of
HP.
it! Back through! Gets a headshot on Sam! Ball 3! How did you do that, Sam?
Impossible. We just witnessed the impossible. Never should have happened.
Funds to spare?
But Sam, an NRG staple since the beginning, continues to deliver rounds like this.
Oh, man.
One for the record books. And it's not one C9 wants their name on.
And that's definitely something that Imi did not want to see. But back with the action, we resume. No time here for us to digest what the hell just happened. But definitely a different moment than the Som versus CGRS from the master stages. Som is back to play. NRG now in the lead by 2, looking to continue this momentum. A 5-player deathball towards his B site. Vanity just trying to hold his ground. He does have a pit. But a pit being used early would give a chance for NRG to really flood through. So we'll have a stalemate for now.
Set up on yellow. Honestly, I feel like NRG feels comfortable in any of these positions. This looks it's not, but it looks just like Tree on Ascent. They slow it down, they figure out what they need to do, and it's like they pop out with the answer. Here it's going to be the quick plant. 0 point finds 2, but they're going to be able to get this plant down. And again, set up a post plant with a late mosh. No effect there.
It's quite interesting, though. The pit doesn't really give him a chance to really move forward.
Right.
The spike is outside of it. At least gives him a chance here to hold the lockdown. But there's a Hunter's Fury on the attack from Crashies, looking to cancel it. The 1 being the 2 being not happening, but at least they had the lockdown on the attack side as well. So you have to drop that pit. But NRG are just playing the long range, and when it comes down to these duels, once again, NRG takes the upper hand. Last 2 players, Zeppa and Moose, already falling back to save.
I feel like okay, so we see the pit that doesn't give them enough room, right, for a C9 here, as NRG are going to win. But I feel like that also helps them if they're in position. Imagine if Zeppa can throw a dizzy high and you get a leer out of that pit as well at the same time, right? Crosshairs are just being thrown everywhere for NRG. But the pit went down and no real movement could be had. It almost stalled out Cloud9 because they weren't in position. And then NRG absolutely on point with the crosshair placement with the shots right now, and again being behind each other. You can see bullets flying over their teammates' shoulders in these fights. And they pick up another round for putting C9 back on that low buy, and still the gun rounds are not there for C9, Vansili.
It's quite low. Sheriff's now still going with the same game plan for Cloud9 of pushing those 3 players towards the A main. Rooney was 1 away from the Hunter's Fury. But looks like Victor once again dashes forward to push back C9. Already, you have Oxy damaged, half HP, down at 45, forced to fall back, but at least the cavalry is here. 4 players now holding the back lines, waiting for this wall to come down to hopefully find some players and hopefully make these shares work. But NRG decide to stop. They're going to cut noise at the same time too, and now force Cloud9 to potentially exit the site.
They're chasing. They're looking to see where these sheriffs can do some double, triple taps and take somebody out, wear away at that armor. Still 2 lurking towards A as they try to feint towards B with this drone attack.
But Oxy's always ready. 5 HP left. Dismisses can go for the Devour.
Yeah.
Release that fake that they're trying to do for NRG towards that B side. Crumbles for a bit. Gives a chance for Cloud9 to still set up here for at least a group stand towards the A side. Potential hit from NRG here.
Like the Death said, we're missing a little bit of that Super Saiyan power from Oxy lately. He seems to be shut down to most of these as Zeppa comes up big.
Advantage for Cloud9. Finesse moving forward to get these entries. Back to an even situation. Better weaponry, our NRG on the post plan as Som puts it down. Safe spot, they can't play too far back. So their 2 teammates, Som and Finesse. Latest re-entry now onto NRG, working in tandem. When you want, can't ask for any better synergy than this. Finesse with the first kill, and Som just greened in the second, rappelling up.
Why not? FNS and Som bring him back. They'll clutch the round, easy peasy. You can even see FNS preparing the next round, letting the team know what's going on. I don't know what he's saying specifically, but I bet you it's that. What rounds here from NRG? Zeppa tried to fire back, but still, Oxy was in sight by himself. There's no protecting that. And it's not like you can protect 5 HP, but they could have been given a little more util, a little help. There's these options you see for C9 that they're just choosing to not execute. A little towards mid here as NRG starts to work the map with the spikes down. We only saw maybe one of these rounds on their attack side Ascent. So you can see just how often they go into these fact-finding rounds to see how C9 may want to play aggressive.
Recon double flash, saw him crouched. Avoided a bit of those bullets until finally he tries to swing out and Zeppa instantly drops him. Pings are coming out, so that's Som giving the information that there were 3 players trying to crunch through. But meanwhile, 2 players have inserted towards this A site. Spike finally picked up here by Crashies. It was left all the way back towards the spawn.
Had the chance to go back towards B, but they are securely in A right now. Maybe getting a little too quiet for comfort. There's Oxy getting loud again.
Continues to get loud. That's the 2nd kill in the round. Crashies trying to find a lurk, but gets beamed. Still manages to win the fight against Zeppa.
Last player standing.
And there's Finesse. The IGL a 1 versus 3. Couldn't break the dart. Oxy moves down to get the 3rd. And you wanted Oxy to start stepping up here. I mean, you mentioned it. He was a little bit quiet going through, and you wanted him to go Super Saiyan. He's basically gone through the hyperbolic chamber, and now he's coming out here full strength.
It's crazy. Is it a full moon? Are we good? Is it?
He hasn't started screaming
Is
yet.
everything in place?
At least he's 14 and 6, so he is definitely putting the frags up on the board.
Man, it's what they need. A lot of these rounds they're losing members too, so that one to have quite a few alive starts to build the economy. They get a gun round in their favor, but it's so much more work to do in that sense. Fast 3-2 split here, coming from NRG to take space towards Garage and B. And Moose is here to meet this in mid this time though. Still, they're gonna make it on the B.
Big split. Vanity with the 1st and 2nd though. Anchoring towards his B site. Oxy still alive towards yellow. Swings towards the red. The headshot onto Ethan. Advantage once again for C9. Finesse trying to find that lurk. It was red, but not won by Moose. Giving a chance now for NRG. Some hope, a 2v2. Oxy drops the spike. It gives information for Finesse, but couldn't figure out where Rooney was, and that was an easy kill towards the back of the gate. Cloud9 finally finding some, again, breathing room on their defensive side.
And it's because they're putting themselves at the front of the site almost. They did a lot towards A in the beginning, sometimes grabbing the orb for Zeppa and Gecko, but were mainly pushed off by the Sova Dart. Here, Vanity's right there to fight him as they get onto yellow. They're not backing up into the site to play retake, and NRG was not ready for that. And this, I think, is the fight Cloud9 needs to go with. Being there, ready to fight, confident in each other. And while Vanity and Oxy were kind of split in any type of trade, they got their 1v1s in, and that's what counts. Timeout coming in now for NRG.
A rare one?
Yeah. As Chet realizes a few of these rounds may be pretty easy to correct.
Yeah, you're really trying to calm it down here for Cloud9's side, because again, they found some breathing room, stringing 2 in a row, and it really looked like, just like NRG on that first map, on their attack side of Ascent, full control of the driver's seat of where they wanted to take, you know, the map in their favor. But now you're going to see here, once we get back inside the game, they don't have too much of the economy, despite getting 6 rounds in a row here on the first half for NRG. They want to try to potentially make and get some value out of this lower buy and out of these ults that they have available. They do have the null command and a pit to work with.
And just imagine where the game would be if there wasn't the otherworldly Som clutch that came in. C9 would have another round and maybe a little more momentum leading into the last few. So it would be more than these 2 we see right here, causing pressure for NRG to call the timeout. Maybe they can bring it to 6-6. Let's get this one started off here on round 11. Back to this A push though. Just mentioned this, and they will start to go for that Sova Hunter's Fury. Rooney getting a 2nd orb in. Back to B for NRG. Null command's gonna go down.
Okay, they're definitely gonna use this, so the null command to push them back. You saw here Finesse just pick up the orb, goes for a plant, which will allow for them to get a lockdown on top of the pit, so definitely out of this timeout, they want to use a lot. Thankfully for Cloud9, they at least have a thrash that they could fight inside this pit with. But oh, where do we put the lockdown down? So that wastes that clock even more.
More delay. Watching the backside, Crashies has that covered so the team can just look into sight, and Vixer's in a weird spot. He can do a lot of damage here.
And he does so indeed. Headshot into Vanity, turns around, head on a swivel, but couldn't find a connection on a 2nd one. Rooney's gonna be there for the swing. A 4 versus 4. Oxy trying to close that gap. Back in with the shorty. Close range headshot into Ethan. For the headshot Assam. The pitfalls, crashes, sucked her onto Moose. Now alone, sticking on to that defuse. Will he get it at point 43?
The pressure on these rounds. One at .13. One at .4. We can see exactly how tight they're getting. And the NRG timeout doesn't matter. Cloud9 find another gun round. They get the post plant and they get the defuse. That one was a struggle, but it took Oxy going forward again, being the Oxy we remember from the start of stage 1 here.
No more.
And Rooney as well, able to pick up some pivotal kills here in the last few rounds. But man, just the push through, the confidence, throwing NRG off their momentum. Biz Oxy himself. All right. Oh, just missed. Quick dodge, and he's going to be able to get out of that. Nicely done by Vanity, avoiding everything, delaying plant. But this is NRG feeling comfortable at B, and they're going to pressure C9 for the post plant again.
Tap on the spike too, just to try to see if they could waste out more utility. Wall comes down, and Victor once again on the top of yellow, being a nuisance. Oxy though, dismissing as he gets the kill onto Victor. And now not giving a chance for NRG to move up. After that tap on the spike and the push through from Oxy, it seems that NRG for now are just going to try to hold back towards the green, potentially allowing Finesse to start activating this lurk and start pulling the rotates away.
Lurk right up to for Finesse here. How much does C9 bite? It's like 4 staying together here is obviously the strength that they could use to retake it. But they will allow Zeppa to kind of go over and see if they can get an audio cue on whether or not the plant will be at A. This rotation here, FNS is going to be to relay everything that goes across just about. Here's the rotation.
We want to give it up here for Cloud9. Big fight up towards middle. And that's a star player down for Cloud9.
Yeah.
Finesse activating that lurk and now has an opportunity to push through towards Boiler, but he's being followed by the alarm bot. It does not matter. Everybody's storming through, and instantly Cloud9 falls, and NRG will end the half, taking a lead 7-5.
And in a round, C9 does not go aggressive. They don't meet NRG at the front of the site. NRG is allowed to use everything and even past the line of scrimmage on the map to rotate back and forth, get the info they need, and bring that to a 7-5 first half.
And look at these positions, how good NRG has been so far of working towards this B side, activating dash every single time by Victor. And as he's just going to be the one baiting out all the shots, it gives a chance for everybody else for NRG to just fight together. Always so good in terms of how they work as a unit and as a group. Icebox is looking like a bare knuckle fight, and a new bout will continue after the break.
I am here with Alexis FPS, Pro Valorant player for Shopify Rebellion. How are you?
I'm anxious.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I want to know, also aka known as Moose's girlfriend as well. So I got to ask you, how are you feeling right now about Cloud9's performance so far?
Well, after split 1, I kind of expected them to just lose every first map because that's kind of what they did. So if they lose at map 1, it's okay. There's still 2 more. Yeah. I was a little nervous in the beginning of this half after that Viper round, but it seems that they brought it back a little bit.
Yeah, so what words of encouragement would you give the team in general, but specifically Moose?
He knows I believe in him,
yeah.
So I don't even have to say anything. He just knows that he's got to do his thing and be confident.
Yeah, I think, would you agree, is the girlfriend buff a real thing? Does that, is that? All right, Oxy. But yeah, is the girlfriend buff a real thing?
I would say yeah, but Oxy doesn't have a girlfriend and he's farming right now, so.
Oh, I see. Okay, I didn't mean to. Hopefully, I'm not rubbing anything in anyone's face. I'm sorry, Oxy. I'm sorry. I don't want to take him out of the game right now. But final thoughts before we head into the second half.
Go Cloud9.
All right. Well, casters, take it away.
At least you know the vibes are still good here on the camp of Cloud9. Definitely a rough start on that first map of Ascent, but you've heard it. Just what Alexis was mentioning before. This is just a normal story, sticking to the script of what Cloud9 can bring here to the table in this series. But again, this is NRG that's coming out with a lot of fire, trying to stay alive here in playoff contention.
Yeah.
As C9, all they need here with this win will allow for him to move into playoffs and also allow Crew to move to playoffs.
And it almost looks like it has to be the Oxy show right now. Like 20-8 on the scoreboard here. The team ready to get behind him, and they're going right under tube bans. They're going to try to make this one fast towards B.
3 players under, 1 lurk towards the tube, and an owl drone to clear out towards green. But there's a lot of players from NRG right over here. Vanity scores the first blood. Seems like it was a good read by NRG from the start. They knew this hit was happening, but the fights are still in favor of Cloud9. Now tap on that spike. Som is able to just weasel his way around this B site. Now the wingman's gonna drop. He's still trying to find these kills and just avoids everybody until Zeppa finally turns back and gets the headshot. And Crashy's no chance now. 1 versus 4. I mean, he's good in the clutches. But this is maybe asking a little bit too much, as that now gives a great opportunity for Cloud9 with Zeppa on a plant and 3 kills for the pistol.
Huge there. You get the Gecko Thrash up. That's going to be great for site clear. But overall, Cloud9 switching how they're playing together on that round. We saw Vanity peeking. Zeppa was there to help the peak. They had cooperation on this push, and were even able to stave off that retake of people lurking back in by NRG. Really nice teamwork there by C9. I think that's what we've been looking for the whole time from them to come to fruition. A little bit of a fight here about to happen at B. You said bare knuckle. It looks like they're going to throw some haymakers right here out of garage, Vansili.
Especially when Ethan has 2 pop flashes, but they'll probably have to wait for the first contact to happen before they want to try to go for these swings, and that's Victor first. Makes sense. He has a dash to work with. Could be the first contact. You hear the L drone coming out though towards that B side. Does get that ping. Oh, it seems like Oxy kind of knows though that there's more players than one. Yet some pistol kills are coming through in favor of NRG as the dash comes forward, and Oxy was just waiting with that Spectre. 1 left to go as Finesse has fallen. Crashies hears the footsteps of the rotate, at least towards green. What could he do here with the classic?
They're expecting him to jump out of the woodwork here. Fake plant just to take him. He gets a headshot on, but a little heal up, little armor gone from Oxy there, so not too bad. 7-7 now as we get to our bonus round. See where the Guardian goes. Yes, they do get that drop down. Make sure it goes to Oxy. Feeling good on those single shots right now, just lasering people down. It is going to be the operator. We saw that right before the switch out for Victor on the defensive side. Let's see how C9 reacts to this once they figure it out. Good push. Oxy's still kind of going off here. You can see just under him Vanity at 9. So yeah, it's Oxy's playground game. We're getting exactly what we expected out of this Reyna right now, and it needs to keep happening, Vansili, because I feel like NRG's about to bite back.
They just tried to lure Dizzy to find some info. Nice shot coming out of Victor, but Som has also fallen at the same time. There's still 2 players there, and the biting system is working on both ends. Op still available, dash away, finally grouped up now with Crashies as Victor going back. Looks like Cloud9 still wants to commit the fight towards this B site.
3v3 after that chaos. Great shots from Victor here to even it out.
Just trying to play contact. That's a nice lurk by Moose. Crashies is still on the top. Looking to go for the drop kill, and there's that first. Drops to the ground, he gets hurt, and got the take at least through the wall, but Vanity stays alive. But still before he falls, there was Finesse that was able to at least make it a 1v1 as Vanity gets the wall bang. The IGL from Cloud9 allows for them to take the 8-7 scoreline.
Few body shots there, feeling good. Like we said, it's been just about been 2 years and 1 month since these two played against each other in a tier 1 since these IGL brains had to figure out how to get through each other's defenses. So a cool round there. See Vanity come up with a low HP and play the spam through the wall. And there we go. Oxy's feeling it. That's going to hype up the team. That's going to hype up all of C9 here. Thrash is ready. You were mentioning Zephyr's focus on the alt orbs earlier, and they will head towards A. See if they can get that used here for an energy lower buy.
Cloud9 has the protocol here to deny orb. Given a chance here on the attack side to maybe salvage one as well, but they just want to make sure first that there's not going to be an energy stack on the other side of this toxic screen. And they're just going to play it safe. That's a Thrash move out first. It will get info, especially with the recon dart pinging too. There's that first blood, the entry for Oxy. The wall bang across towards the screen, but the support is there for Cloud9 towards the end. And Vanity continues to bring up these kills on the side of Cloud9 and once again get in the pit.
I like it. Let's see this. It's kind of what we got out of our game yesterday when we were casting eventually. The duelist would go in, be a little bit of fodder in the situation, and you got everybody behind him picking up the kills. Yeah. Oxy got 2, though. It was a full house. You got Oxys over Vanities, so not too bad. 3 for Vanity, 2 for Oxy. They're feeling good. We're going to start pulling up some more ultimates here. They can roll on that Viper's Pit as well as Oxy's Empress if they have to get a little crazy here. And he's going to be the first one here. Again, in and out of garage if that dart goes over the top. Actually not going to take it to get away from the 0 point.
I got you.
Not too sure it's going to be a fast pivot now for Cloud9, though. All of them already grouped up towards the A side as soon as they found some aggression coming out here from NRG. A knife that came through from Ethan to find a little bit of that info. As players are grouped up towards the garage, and yeah, it's a quick tempo. For Cloud9, rather. A rotate back towards the A side for a hit. Empress activated by Oxy. Spotting 2 towards the top, but that's the buddy system that's better for NRG. 2 for 1. Actually, even a 2 for 0 as Ethan also comes towards the back of the site. Tap on that spike, but it gets denied by the utility. And just by the players at the same time. A beautiful hole by NRG towards the end.
A little bit of a mistake there actually is what got Oxy killed. Throwing the Lear a little too deep. It did not cut off the angle of the guys on rafters there, so I think he'll throw that different. I don't think they stray away from this strat, but you can see a little bit to the left there, out of the side of the Lear. Really easy shots for NRG to clean up on that. Just quickly playing around as well what Oxy wants to do, because NRG knows that push towards screens is coming. So they're positioning themselves, like you said, for the buddy system to make sure they can take out that 1-star power player. Cloud9 with the timeout here as we're moving up to round 18. 9-8 though here on Cloud9's pick. Looking a lot more comfortable. Kind of brushed off the rust from map 1, like Alexa said. So it's map 1. I don't have to worry too much. It's all in the history books that they can lose that and still win.
And that was twice now for Cloud9 when they executed towards the A side. This time was read by NRG. When Oxy looks like he's moving alone here towards the left side of the screens, there's still initiator utility towards that back end to throw towards the right side towards Dice. And there's still players moving through. But after Oxy falls instantly, when NRG didn't play from a screen's rotate, they played on the top of heaven. It made it a little bit easier for them to flip back right after, as they're the first 2 players that are playing contact for NRG were able to drop a couple of players to give a chance for the rest to rotate over. So this timeout potentially try to see if they want to maybe scale differently towards the A side, but instead it's an operator out in the hands of Vanity, as is Viper.
And around they have Pit. No Phantoms either. All right, they're looking to go loud on this round. Let's push up. Ethan's going to grab the alt orb. And they clear belt. NRG has some ridiculous info on this one to get the rotation back over. A lot of pressure is going to be on C9 here to make this work.
Wait, he was hopping it towards the back spot and wins it against at least Victor, and the Hunter's Fury answers back. And when you talked about the ore picked up by Ethan, that's an ult come in ready, and Som is now getting casted towards yellow. Pre-fire shot. Oxy runs into it, gets gooped by the Dizzy, and still gets the headshot onto Zeppa. Spike has now fallen, and Moose waits him with the op.
Look at everybody back up. They're like, oh, op? We'll wait. NRG is just holding the angles now, knowing the spike is down out in the open. And C9 has to go find it. Just in front. An easy grab here, but the fake plant is what I think C9's hoping to get a shot off of.
The jiggle by Ethan. Off shot does not connect, and Too far.
All right.
Is Moose. Actually looks like Finesse has slipped through towards the alarm bot. He does get that kill. Rooney is out alone. Instantly traded by shock darts coming out from the Snowman. And out the timeout. No saving grace for Cloud9. NRG will get the defuse and tie up the game.
And deliver an operator over to the side, or C9 will deliver that operator to NRG.
You failed.
And like you said, just getting around that alarm bot, the timing for the pressure as it was Moose who had to go for that plant, push up just out of range. You can see what is making this game go either way, those little things. The final moments of a round. So this does go to Victor for the operator as we rewatch here. Sam just ridiculous play here around yellow. It's like he jumped and tried to shake off the dizzy, but keeping himself alive from any spray if it were to come around the corner. It all works out in the end. All right, let's see what they have for round 19. Cloud9 just getting the round taken away from them, so money reset still allows them to buy a bit.
Cloud9 seems to consistently get hit by the KO knife thrown by Ethan at the beginning of these rounds. Maybe it's intentional here. So they could try to fake this owl drone to see and want to fake that they want to commit to fight back towards B. But again, because you are playing so far back here on the A side and your initiator is not really there, you have to scale back to play the contact. And there's the alarm bot out in front from Finesse. And look at the instant rotate that happened. I mean, this has been a perfect read from the IGL so far of NRG, allowing out Victor to get the first blood with the operator, and Ethan continuing to add kills after kills as this KO. Not given a chance now for Cloud9 to walk across the Viper wall.
He's like, wait a minute, what?
That sucks. And Moose also got picked off at the same time. No value that he was able to get with that Nanostorm because he got the, I guess, hit by the KO knife.
Yeah. Just for a moment. And now it is the push in.
30
It
seconds
seems
left.
like the C9 always have to gain this spot here. If it's not Oxy doing it, it's just too tough for the rest of the team to file in and get these frags. Beautiful job by Victor on this one with the operator too. You can see how NRG on this protocol and kind of how they're just throwing Mosh or Lear for the round, NRG can play through it. Victor walked out on the Mosh knowing that C9 felt safe. Well, I'm gonna take a shot then. Just reading the play, boom, get out. These simple spots, they can take an advantage where C9 is feeling comfortable and they're just uprooted from that position. Really stellar play here by NRG to bring it back in their favor. Now 3 in a row, it switches that fast, fans. And it's gonna be 3 ults on both sides too. All towards A, this death ball.
Almost looks
like
like
it gets deterred.
Definitely a tempo, and the scaling that you have is just to avoid potentially an op standing up here on the top of generator. And Rooney confirms that there's nobody there. And now you will use these ultimates on the attack side of Cloud9 with the low buy that you have to try to commit here to fight towards the A side.
And Mosh it.
There's that Hunter's Fury that's going to cancel that. Oh. At least they'll break it with the Mosh.
Got it. Got to be towards the center of the Mosh. It's not an easy shot. Great throw, though, on that lineup. And now they're going to be in sight on that plant. Can they get the plant, though?
We'll have to see. I mean, the first wave of Gucci was already canceled, but Zeppa backs up, gets off by Victor. Another opportunity potentially to pick up the spike and try to plant again. Another attempt, a third ult coming down, this time with the Viper's Pit.
Spike planted.
Use it all. The kitchen sink is coming in just a few seconds, too.
Late storm activated by Victor. 2 players on the top of the A tower trying to drop down for a death ball inside the pit. First contact here towards the pipes. Moose wins it against Som. Gliding towards the areas Victor. But Moose gets picked off by Ethan instead. Only 2 players left alive for Cloud9 inside of this pit. Both of them playing towards the back of the dice. And Oxy's able to get a couple of kills. So 1v1. Once again, the IGL's going head-to-head. And Vanity pulls up on top.
Again, it's Vanity in these moments. The operator's grabbed and we're at 10 now. We even again, and this time we get an op back out of the side of NRG. So it is gonna be up to these long rifles to start the round off, get that first blood, possibly, as we get here into round 21. Let's rewatch this though. What a take. You saw so much low HP or just a few bullets, like shoulder tags was taking them down. C9 doing a great job. It looked scary that they were hiding in the same spot. They were at the back of the pit though, trying to drain NRG's health bars as much as possible just to get the biggest advantage they could. Another opportunity to fight here early for Victor at B.
It's both operas just missing themselves every time. The jiggle coming out from Vanity. Up shot missed. Victor runs away, and that's also the dash depleted. C9 wants a tempo towards B. Snake bite to push once again. Any type of re-peek that could come through from the up of Victor.
Got the orb one way going up and down.
Pop flash for a triple swing, and it's C9 on the board. 2 players left alive, and look at them instantly go towards this A site. It's looking to be a flawless now for Cloud9.
Thanks, little man.
As they have made a beautiful fight here for control towards yellow.
This could be 2 rounds for Cloud9 based on how the economy's been going. We might get a super low buy here with some hero rifles if NRG can get themselves into a decent position. But after winning those previous rounds, they're, getting 1,900 on the current credits. So, Moose going hunting to try and take those guns away from NRG, and it could easily mean a second map at this point if they can drop everything right now. Or a third map, I should say.
Finesse definitely was happy that those pipes are thick. No opportunities for Moose to get a full kill, rather, as he got a dink. But you definitely do see Cloud9 hunting through. Finesse stays alive for now. So trying to close that gap. There's Crashies that loses his, and you talked about those hero rifles. It's not coming into this round.
Very, very big kills there from Cloud9. Vanity and team knew exactly what they had to do. Fully coast to coast on the map to look for those kills no matter what, due to the economy here. And you'll see the pressure that puts onto NRG here as we get into the next round, round 22. Actually, already it's going to be a timeout to see how they can save the situation that they're in here and make sure this next round doesn't give Cloud9 too much momentum. Crazy stuff in this second game, especially what Cloud9 has been able to kind of push out of their mind from game 1 and then bring out this second performance.
And right now off this timeout, I mean, the conditioning you've currently seen from Cloud9 on the attack side is the consistent amount of players at the beginning. When the bearers come up towards this B side, potentially one player towards A, but not too much happening towards the middle. I think if I'm not mistaken, they were just leaving like kind of Moose with the turret to watch towards the mid, and that's probably an opportunity that NRG could capitalize on, especially if we're looking to see what buy they could bring here going into this round number 22. So far, committing into the Guardians, though it looks like there was going to be 2, but only 1 left now purchased for Som. Will they try to go for at least that mid control? It was looking to be that at the beginning, but they're going to play more passive 3-1-1 at the start.
Oxy 2 away from that 30 bomb. Just below him is Vanity at 17, but just remember the kills, the impact frags and clutches Vanity has had too. Everybody's participating here for C9 to get this to a third map. And coming out of this timeout, NRG has stacked the A site. Quick thrash towards B. And as NRG move, we obviously will see the full retake here. But the question is, how many guns can they drop on the side of C9, really?
And if anything for Cloud9, though, going against this lower buy of energy, they're able to get a plant, get the round. Even if they lose weapons, the economy should still be pretty decent.
Yeah.
But definitely the objective is here for NRG, not only to win a round, but if they lose it, to make sure that these purchases are going to be expensive. It's not looking too good to start, though. 1-for-1. Victor long range with the Sheriff. Spike yet to get planted so far, though, as we do have Oxy that pushed all the way up towards Snowman. Now finally the commitment for the plant. This time in the hands of Seppa. He spikes it down. Oxy covering his teammates as they fall back towards main. And not making it easy here for Som and Finesse. Once again. Streamer duo to work together. Turret now broken.
I was gonna say, if FNS is still competing, so is he. And it's not for this round. Oxy with 4, Van Silly. A literal carry in this game that Cloud9 is supporting with all of the util, getting Oxy the space to open up as much as he can in these fights, and even to a point where Vanity is the one holding the operator for Oxy's Reyna in these rounds, so he's got that rifle over his shoulder even on these takes. They know they had a third map on the horizon playing like this. If they can solidify just another round. There's the 32 bomb, by the way. As Victor pulls out the op again. Possibly last round here with C9 on game point.
And there's that mid control, but a little bit more passive. 3 players holding towards the boiler, 2 towards B. A side is fully open for NRG. Potentially just banking on crashes with the Hunter Sphere at the beginning, but after the first nanoswarms gets broken by Moose, throwing it on top of the boiler, we're going back to standard positions. You definitely see here from the economy for Cloud9, they're good to buy all the way towards the last round of regulation, should they need to go into the last round of regulation.
Push out. Cloud9 actually splitting the forces here for one of the first times in the map.
Aldrone hits him, dismisses forward, tries to find Som inside the pit. Som is walking forward. Hunter's Fury is coming out as well to try to get some ping towards that B side. But look at that with a pick coming through to rotate it across towards the A side. And we're trying to cut the rotate. It's Finesse right there. There's that first, but could not get the second. Surviving at 60 HP. The crashes is there. The spike is now down. And RC is looking to fight back. Looking for Som. But you definitely do see NRG now taking full control of the map, especially with the spike. There goes Moose. Rotating back, retreating back towards the T-spawn to be able to get that kill. And now he's left alone. His teammates trying to find those lurks, trying to cut those rotates. Both of them losing the fight. With 14 seconds left now, committed towards A. Alarmbot knows that Ethan's close.
10 seconds left.
And Moose is gonna stick this one. An opportunity for him to set up now. And a chance to move around. Ascent, there's that drop. And there's, oh my God, Moose! The touchdown for Cloud9 as he bounced back on their map pick of Icebox.
Not the first time we've seen Moose coming in with a clutch that pulls Cloud9 into a victory position. And this one's gonna bring us to a third map. What a game from C9, specifically a hell of a game from Oxy coming out here. We asked for the Super Saiyan, and while it looked like he was in a bit of pain during that interview in the beginning, I don't know, maybe that was just his getting ready for the game, that war cry, because he came out 33-17 this game. Absolutely incredible, bringing out the reign of Cloud9 on Icebox.
Got a sense to beat and popped off. And hopefully he'll continue to pop off now as the series will not get decided on Sunset after this break.
Step into the ring. Step into the ring. Step into the ring.